Hello everybody, my name is Colton. I run WizThrift on Instagram and YouTube, and this is another creator interview. I am here with some new friends, Kyle and Jacob from One Shot Dungeons. Could you guys give yourselves an introduction?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Kyle. I'm the Dungeon Master for One Shot Dungeons, and of course always I have Jacob by my side. He plays Cypress, the main character, and we're both from One Shot Dungeons. Yeah.
Hey everybody.
Nice and simple. I like it. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, you guys do. Is it a weekly podcast that you guys do?
Yeah. Every week we release them. We try to release it every Sunday morning.
Okay.
But sometimes you fall behind on editing, and it might be Sunday date.
Hey, that's okay. And can you guys explain what your show is? Like, what exactly you guys do?
Yeah. So each week we have a new guest join us, and they play a part in the story. Every guest is basically taking the role of an NPC within a story that somebody would play. And it changes every week. He's the one kind of overall like standard point that follows the story, and then it fills in with different chaos. We have people who have never played before, and then we have some guests who have played for 10 plus years. So it really goes all over the place.
Yeah. So you're following my character through this whole story arc. We have about 40 plus episodes right now, and then every week we'll bring in some random person like, hey, here's your character, and this is your backstory, and you play it how you want to play it.
Dang.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a step in the door to D&D.
Dang, that's super cool. And I mean, like, how did you guys come with this idea of having Cypress as this main character, and then just bringing on different people every time?
I think we just got lucky. I mean, because I had podcasting equipment, and I wanted to start a podcast forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do we do? And we love D&D so much. We're like, let's just play D&D. And then we're like, well, that's just me and you.
Yeah.
Oh, let's bring somebody in different every week, because not everybody's going to have the same commitment that Kyle and I have to, do every week. That's quite a bit. So, let's have a guest come in and play.
Yeah. We were most likely drinking when we came up with
yeah.
as well.
As is kind of your guys' thing.
Yeah. And our logo here. Got a poster.
No, I think
so we
shot.
I think the logo's super cool because it's a skull, right?
Yeah, skull shot glass.
Yeah. That's super awesome. And I think the OSD is just like, it looks really clean and really nice.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah. We rely heavy on the drinking in some of the episodes, but it plays through with certain guests.
Right. And like we talked in our little discussion, it's kind of an opener when you meet somebody at the bar and you have a drink. It's a little bit easier to do have a conversation.
Yeah.
Even easier to play D&D.
Yeah.
Especially if you've never played before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like D&D. It's kind of scary when you're first starting out. When I first got started, I was a theater kid, so I was used to just kind of going out, doing monologues and whatnot. But I've had a lot of friends who started it. It terrified them. They had no idea what to do. And so, I mean,
it's a lot.
Yeah. What do you guys do to help new players kind of get the idea, like, hey, you can do whatever you want?
It's kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's difficult. You can, I don't know. You don't want to throw like a ton of story at somebody. You want to let them just be able to play. Mm-hmm. So I usually just keep it kind of simple. And then he kind of helps. He's the main one who helps walk them through playing because he's along there with them. So, I mean,
we cut out a lot of the explaining, like, oh, what do I roll? And like, oh, it's, you roll your D20, you add your proficiency to this and, whatever. But we try to focus more on like, you just play. And whenever you want to do something, just ask and we'll walk you through it. And it's easier when you have people that have already played and like, oh, roll and get to go.
Yeah.
Just role play and have fun.
No, that's awesome. So how did you two get into role-playing games?
I mean, podcasts are what we kind of first started listening to for what I did. And then he found Harmontown or Harmon Quest.
Oh,
Harmon Quest.
Nice.
Harmon Quest.
Yeah.
So
amazing show.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, Rick and Morty was very popular. Mm-hmm. It still is very popular.
Yeah.
And, following Dan Harmon, we're like, oh, he's got another show. And so we started watching that. It switched like 3 different platforms at the time. It was one by like NBC before it had Peacock. Yeah. Then it was
Quibi,
some other
then
random
Vivo,
one, and then
all over
VRV
the
now.
place. Yeah.
It's just
But we
anyway,
got into
so-
those. Yeah.
yeah. We're playing Overwatch at the time, and I was like, "Hey, Kyle, have you ever heard of D&D?" And he's like, "Boy, have I!" And so that's when we started. We had no idea
Yeah.
what we were doing, by the
Yeah,
way, when
yeah.
we started.
It was a train wreck of a campaign.
Yeah.
The first one.
I mean, I think most people, honestly, most of their campaigns are train wrecks, and it's just, you're having fun with friends. Nobody's gonna. We're not actors. We're not professional voice actors. So I mean, like, you're just here to have fun and do
Right.
cool stuff with friends, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're no Critical Role, but we have fun doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, one thing that like I like to compare is like Critical Role is porn, and just regular people are just having sex. Porn is like it's like the masterpiece of sex. And
Yeah.
we're just awkward, stumbling. Oh, sorry, put my hand here. Oh, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of my mindset now. Is like, I'm never gonna do a Critical Role. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's been 3 minutes. Okay, we're good.
Time for a break. Everybody need a break.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
actually a perfect analogy.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that
yeah.
before. I love that.
Thank you. So Kyle,
We're gonna steal that.
yeah, hey, take it. It's not copyright. I don't have copyright to any of those things, so you guys can take it. So Kyle, you were the first dungeon master, right? You started all this.
Yeah, been DM the whole time. I think I've played a total of like 5 sessions, little
Okay.
one-offs here and there throughout 4 to 5 years now. But yeah, I've been DMing the whole time.
Dang. And what do you think has been like the best part of just being a dungeon master from the very beginning?
The best part is I don't have to rely on anybody. I don't know. I feel weird playing now because now I almost like, I think I try and hold back so like I'm not picking apart somebody's game, but it does come across my mind as I'm playing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I probably would have let somebody roll for something like that, or like, oh, I might have held back on something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
people are doing the
love
same
it,
to you too. It's just like,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, he's too easy on these guys.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just here to
Yeah.
have fun.
which I definitely am. So
Yeah. No, I mean you get to see literally behind the screen, and so you just I get the same way, and I think it's actually takes a lot of work to when you hand off the reins to somebody else to step back and just play the game.
yeah, I haven't done it too much. I've done it every now and then. I do love it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Being a DM's just fun.
Yeah.
I get to write the story. I get to make what I like, and they just have to play it. So
Yeah, no, that's why I prefer being a dungeon master. What about you, Jacob? You've been a player, and you've seen Kyle go from stumbling around as a dungeon master to less stumbling now, but probably pretty good. What's this journey been like for you?
Well, me and Kyle, we've been playing together since the very beginning. So we've been learning together, right? With the first campaign, like we mentioned, it was bad. We didn't have spell slots. We thought your character level was the spell slot level you got. So you got 8 level spells at 8, and it was just
it was insane.
nuts. And I was playing a barbarian, and so I was like, I felt so underpowered because I was like trying to learn my characters. So I only get this and that, and then other people were 8 level spells infinite times, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh
But-
man,
It was
Sorry.
bad.
Yeah, it was funny.
dang!
But those are the rules
Yeah.
that we didn't know, right? And so if none of us knew, and so that's like
Yeah.
not on Kyle, but I mean as
Yeah.
a DM progressing to see, now
I know
know
basic
all the
rules now.
yeah, we know
Yeah.
the rules, not all of them, but we're not OP anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty sweet game. Everybody plays a spellcaster, and just everybody okay. We're 9th level. Let's do all the 9th level spells now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wish for everything.
Yeah, everyone's a god.
Yeah.
That's what it was
Yeah.
turning into.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
So-
that's got to be kind of crazy, especially as a dungeon master to have to take care of that and work on all those things. But I mean, one of my friends, he started and he was like level 3, and his dungeon master let him wild shape into anything, and so he chose a dragon and stuff, and at like
course.
level 3, and so but it's all about having fun, right?
Yeah,
Right,
if they're having a
right.
blast doing it and everybody at the table's okay with it, then I mean it's all right. But the DM will have to make something big just so that he knows, like, even as a dragon, I'll mess you up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
But
you
I
can
think it
push back
helped
a
us. I think it helped us playing, knowing nothing, because then you start like, this doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? Like,
Yeah.
So Kyle kind of ended the first campaign early. He's like, just shoved us to an end, and like, we're starting over. Sorry guys, we all messed up. We all grew as players of knowing what you're supposed to do and how you're actually supposed to level up. And
Yeah.
so I think it's easier to know just like little parts and learn each parts as you go, because I think by the time we got to level 6 in that, we're like, oh, we're actually doing this all wrong.
Yeah.
But we kind of just kept it and maybe adjusted a little bit of things on the way.
That's really fun though. I mean, it sounds like a blast, and you guys are still doing it. So obviously you did something right, even if you were messing everything up.
It's just about fun. That's
Yeah.
what D&D is. Just have
it's
fun.
an excuse to get together and maybe have a few drinks with some friends on the weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's game night. That's one thing I realized after a couple of years of playing. I was like, this is just game night. Like, we're not playing board games, but we're still gaming. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really awesome. Well, okay, let's. I want to ask you guys about the game that you play with Cypress as the main character. How does it work? So every week you have a new person, and it's just the story is continuing, and you're just kind of bringing these new people, or how exactly does it work with the overarching story?
I think you hit it right on the head right there. Was that you're following my character, and then every week we've got a character, or I like to refer to them as NPCs, even though they're not non-playable.
Yeah.
They've got a task in hand. They're moving the story along in some way. They usually, if they want, they can pick their own race, their own class, and all that stuff. But other than like, okay, what's your purpose in the story? It's kind of like a set part.
Yeah. So I'll usually write somebody some kind of backstory. That way they know what's going on. And then I'll write them kind of this is where you are, or this was your past, and this is where you are right now. So it's like Cypress will be walking into a bar, and he sees a shadowy figure sitting in the corner like you would any tavern.
Yeah.
That shadowy figure is now our guest on the podcast, though. Or like that person who's sitting and drinking at the bar, or the guard who's blocking him from going into the door, turns into a podcast guest. So it's kind of where the story ends is where the next guest gets dropped into place. And then we do have some reoccurring. So you do get character development out of some of these guests as well. We've had one person coming on for 3 times now, and people love his character arc, and he's just one of the guests who shows up every now and then.
Yeah. They love him more than they love Cypress.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
They like him a lot more than us.
It's because they get less of them. You know, when you're gone, or if you leave for something, they'll be missing you too. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But to add on to what Kyle said, when you give somebody a backstory, sometimes they're so overwhelmed with everything else of like, oh, how do I play? And they kind of skip parts of their backstory, and so then it changes the storyline. So then Kyle's got to make on the fly adjustments to what he originally planned.
Yeah.
I
mean,
that's
There's
DM
one-
improv. That's classic D&D. But
Yeah.
It's part of the fun. Part of the fun.
The main one I had was like my birthday drinking episode. We got a little too tossed, and it just devolved, but it was great. I loved it. It was fun.
No, that's really awesome. I mean, as long as you're having fun, that's what really matters. You know, that's the best thing. So, and have you
rule number 1?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, rule of cool is kind of the number 1 rule. You know, or I think it should be. I think everybody should be focused on having a good time and having fun, and the rules and things are there to structure it, so it's actually a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
have you guys been friends like for a long time? Have you guys like been best friends for a while? Or sorry, are you guys best friends? I don't want to assume anything.
I hate them.
Yeah, can't stand them. But probably, I don't know, over 10 years. I don't know.
Middle school,
more than 10
7th,
years,
8th grade. Yeah, and we're 27 now, so.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a little while. That's pretty cool. I actually one of my best friends. We've been friends for about 10 years this year actually. Happy anniversary, Zach. And yeah, it's the best when you can have a long time friend, and do something with them like this.
Yeah, that's how our main campaign is as well. It's just all old friends from high school and middle school and stuff like that, and that's what we play on the weekends, because we still play that weekly, and then we do our podcast every Friday night. So
that's awesome.
Try and keep it all going.
It's a lot of D&D, but it's a lot of fun.
Hey, I mean, it's like one of the just D&D, but also role-playing games in general, just like the best hobbies ever. So nothing wrong with doing it a lot.
Oh, it's not bad at all. Yeah. I think we've had three session weekends, 4 session weekends, and stuff like that. It's a lot of D&D, and you're almost exhausted by the end of it.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, especially if you're really getting into it, it's like intense combat, or even just an intense role playing session where people are crying and like big things get revealed. Like I'm exhausted by the end of it. So.
Yeah. No.
So kind of on the question of you guys being friends. Do you feel like doing this podcast has brought you closer, or do you think it's kind of tearing your friendship apart? We're in therapy now.
The hard-hitting questions.
We're in therapy now.
Yeah,
we never talked about this, Kyle. What do we say?
I don't know. No, I don't know. We drank together on Fridays beforehand, and now we just do it with microphones.
Gotcha.
In front of our faces, and I mean, it's a bit more stress here and there, but if I can't find a guest, he can find a guest. If he can't find one, then I can find one. Yeah. He does all the
together
editing,
too, so we're always together.
Yeah. That's cool.
I mean, we can't really get tired of each other. We can't deal with each other if we didn't like it. But I think there's been no problems with like artist views or whatever how you want to put it. We're on the same path of like, okay, this is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it. I mean, that's about it.
No, that's really cool. I really, it's always really nice to see like true friendships that, that have gone on for so long, and that you guys weren't just like, oh, friends in middle school, then you've kept in contact notes. Like you guys are doing stuff together all the time. Like I love seeing that. I think it's super cool to meet people who have those types of relationships, those types of friendships. So.
Oh yeah. We've got a huge group. There's like 8 of us, and we still all see each other fairly regularly, but all the way from middle school.
Dang. I think it works out for us too, because me and Kyle have similar personalities. I mean, we different, of course, but I mean, we both have the same interests, and
definitely helps.
Nerd out together.
Yeah.
No, that's super awesome. Well, my next question: how do you guys get all these guests? Because obviously, getting a new person to play isn't always the easiest thing. So,
no, it's not. It can be difficult.
How do you guys do it?
Well, I think at first we kind of just reached out to friends, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so we had a couple friends on at first, and then I think friends of friends were getting on, and then we kind of like reached out even further, posted on Reddit, posted on Instagram. Whoever wanted to play could play. Yeah. We love people that have something to promote to come on and do that, and so it can get difficult at times when we're like, okay, we've had times where we're like, okay, we have 4 weeks planned out. Here's the people that are playing, and then we get so comfortable, we're like, oh, we didn't plan anybody for this upcoming week. So then we're like we got pressure on us. So we're like, okay, reach out this way, and most of the time it works out.
Yeah. No,
we've gotten lucky.
Yeah. I know exactly how that feels, because that's when I'm like, oh shoot, I need to upload a video this week. Oh no, I haven't done anything for it. Yeah. So
Who do I have?
I get that feeling. Yeah.
No, we Reddit was a good source.
Okay.
There for a while. We need to repost again there, and I mean, social media stuff, people interacting. Anybody can play. So anybody listening to this as well, if you just want to play Dungeons and Dragons on a Friday night, we're open, and I'm sure we can fit you in somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah. Of course.
I can promise you at least 10 to 25 people will see this. But it's not that I don't get
more than nothing.
It's not that I get nobody watching. It's just a very exclusive group. So
yeah. Hey, everybody starts somewhere. That's exactly how it goes.
So. No, and I just like meeting new people. I just like having conversations about this thing that we love. So that's really why I do it. So I
think that's one of the main reasons Kyle started, right? Was to get people interested in playing.
Yeah, show people.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing's easy and it's a blast.
Yeah. We love it so much, you're gonna love it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring people over and force them to play with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna put them in the dungeon and make them go through.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a good segue. What, like, whoever wants to start, what is your favorite part about Dungeons and Dragons, or just other, role-playing games in general?
Ooh. Favorite part?
Yeah, like your favorite thing about it, or what has come of it. Whatever you want to say.
I'll do like my favorite in-game thing. I guess my favorite in-game thing is describing like really dark scenarios when like, I don't know, dead bodies lying all over the place in just a dark setting, buildings on fire, people running, like them coming across just drastically hideous things to see. I love describing situations like that.
Right.
So in-game, that's for me.
Yeah, and I think that like puts the mood on, like puts people in the mood. It's like, oh, well, we're not messing around now. We've got to actually get things done.
Yeah.
Like it was all fun and games, but now somebody important to us just died or is, got captured or whatever.
Yeah.
I think for me, my favorite part is I like to talk and I love improv. So I'll just, when we have a random person on, I'm like, oh, sweet, I'm meeting somebody new. This is awesome. Let's improv together. Let's move the story along, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, why do you love those dark moments so much? Like, well, what about describing those is your favorite thing about it?
I don't know. I think it, like he was kind of saying, it grabs everybody's attention. Like D&D is such a fun, happy game that when you get those dark moments, if they come at like the right time, everybody just kind of stops talking and starts listening.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And it puts a sense of urgency. Everybody kind of like, they get tightly wound and you can like feel that change in the room. Yeah. That's probably my favorite part. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. Those intense moments are really, I wouldn't call them always fun, but they're really engaging, and they're really a good thing. And it's, I love, as a dungeon master, being able to kind of let loose and just kind of describe those things. And actually, a question for you, Kyle: do you plan out a lot of your descriptions, or do you kind of improvise it as the moment comes?
When I write backgrounds, or like I actually write something, the only time I generally like full on write out pages of papers and stuff is for the backgrounds for characters, and those I kind of take the time to go over what I'm saying. Yeah. But in the story mode, I don't write any of my descriptions beforehand. I'm pretty terrible at reading and playing at the same time, so I like to just kind of let it go. Gotcha. Same. Yeah.
And Jacob, what about you? As Cypress, as this character that's been going through this journey this whole time, do you feel that like you're able to see a lot of the growth in your character, or do you feel like you're kind of relying on others to move the story along?
Kind of depends on the episode we're playing.
Okay.
I like to put the pressure on the players because they're our guests and they've usually never played before, so it's like, okay, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen there? But then there's some times where we're getting close to like something serious, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm taking over. This is how we're gonna do it. Most of the time, Cypress is loosey goosey, just having fun, doing his thing. But then when it comes to the Witten Empire story, I'm like, no, I'm taking over on this one. Sorry,
Gotcha. No, I mean, so as you're kind of you're the main character, it definitely makes sense that you're kind of the one taking the reins and stuff. But I mean, it's a really cool concept of I feel like it's an easy way to bring people into the game because everybody loves an epic story. Everybody loves Lord of the Rings. At least I guess a lot of people haven't seen it, but everybody loves Lord of the Rings. Everybody loves those epic and grand stories, and so being able to go along with this already established character, it probably feels really cool.
Yeah, I mean, they get tossed into this massive arc, and if they like, most of them have listened to, so it's pretty cool, and they'll be like, oh, I know that place you're talking about, or like some people get stoked hearing like him talk about one of the other characters who he's met along the way, and it's pretty cool.
That is really
see
cool.
Unfold.
Well, Kyle, actually, so what is the overall story of the game that Cypress is going through?
The There's
I'd
a
almost
lot.
rather see Jacob try and answer this to see
Oh,
what he's
okay.
remembered. Because I have it down. I want to see what he knows.
Oh, okay,
That's,
yeah.
That's good. Good pressure. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm feeling that. Whew.
If you do good, we'll give you inspiration.
Yeah. I'm
take it.
willing to, yeah.
Okay.
Don't have to cover every adventure, though.
Okay. So
I just like to know the general story.
Yeah.
Yeah. The base of the story is that Cypress started off in prison.
Okay.
Mind erased, doesn't remember anything of the past,
Mhm.
escapes from prison, tries to take down the people that imprisoned him. I messed up a little bit, caused a little bit of a ruckus in the empire there and killed some innocent people on accident. And so now I think I'm just trying to get everything put back together. And so there's other things coming from my past, like there's the Red Hook gang that I was a part of that I no longer want to be a part of because they're not so great people. And so they're following me and I'm trying to get other things solved. And it's just kind of like a mess right now. And we're on our way to close one of the messes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, cut. I'll give him half credit.
Okay. No, that's super cool.
I think that's like the main story, right?
It was the main, yeah. It was
Okay.
pretty good.
Yeah. And it's as somebody who's brought in new players to my game and tried to explain the story. It's kind of difficult to get everything down in a simple thing.
yeah.
So.
Well, there's been 40 episodes. There's 40
Yeah.
different things that happen. You know?
Yeah.
We've done episodes 1 through 20. We did a recap of, then we did 20 through 30, then 30 through 40.
Nice.
So we have recaps if you want to hop in at any point. But
I will definitely be watching those. Well, what
Yeah.
what class, race, what's your character? Who is Cypress?
Cypress is a changeling sorcerer.
Ooh, okay. That's pretty dope.
So I
Changelings
chose,
are a really cool race.
yeah. I chose changeling because I'm kind of on my own a little bit, so I need to fit into different situations when I need to. And then a sorcerer class is like your charisma is so high because that's your spell casting ability, and so you're able to do damage and have a conversation, persuade or deceive other people too. So it kind of helps with the story a little bit. The only thing is I don't have a lot of health, so I'm taking a lot of long rests.
Yeah, for sure.
How can I sleep now?
Daddy, can I have a nap? What's your level? What level is he right now?
8.
Okay, so you're decently up there. Getting to a little bit
Yeah.
mid level.
Yeah.
Half comfortable, but still you're gonna run into some dangerous stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, especially once you get into higher level spells, it's done to you. It's a lot of damage, and especially as a sorcerer, you don't have too much of that. So
yeah.
I-
What'd
I-
you
what-
start as? Were you level 3 once we started? I think around there, right?
I think 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to
Because we just got
level 8
rid
now.
of all the other stuff, like your class features and figured all that stuff.
nice.
But what you said about the spells reminded me of like bringing on guests, and we mentioned this earlier in our video, was that when people come on, they're the same level as Cypress, and so if they're a spellcaster, they have to learn all of their spells right then and there. They don't get to learn it as they level up, so it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, especially for new people. So are you guys? Do you feel like you're kind of middle of the story, nearing the end, or how long do you think this will go for? This Cypress campaign.
It's really up to Kyle,
Yeah.
but I think we're nearing some kind of end.
I'd say we're like 3/4 of the way there.
Okay.
That's kind of where I've been mentally putting ourselves at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some storylines to wrap up, and I think if things get done, if he does the right things, then probably 15 to 20 episodes to go.
If he doesn't die next week, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a general outline, but I'm not gonna rush to it either.
Oh,
you don't
of
wanna
course,
rush to it.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're doing it with friends, and because I've done some one-on-one sessions. It's a lot easier to cater around one person instead of a party of like 4 or 5. So.
Oh, Definitely, you can get so much more done too.
Oh,
with
yeah.
one person making decisions. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you're bringing in these guests as NPCs essentially. And they already have their backstory and everything set up, so it makes it a lot easier. And hopefully they won't do too many shenanigans to slow the story down.
yeah,
Usually
But,
people don't, but
Yeah.
sometimes we'll get a wrench in there.
yeah, it's not too bad. Everybody's willing to cooperate usually.
Yeah. That's part of the fun, though. It's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say cooperation. Just like I said earlier, they just overlook some things in their backstory. And
Yeah.
miss a vital part of the story, or I miss a vital part of the story, and so we gotta maybe bring it in the next episode. Or Cypress just never knows that information,
Yeah.
or I never know that information because it's Kyle always writes it. I literally know nothing. It's a true DP setup.
No, that's fantastic. And again, I really love the whole setup of your guys' campaign of this story, and I think it's a really cool concept, and I'm really glad you guys are so far into it, and looks like you're doing well at least.
We're pushing. We're trying.
Yeah.
You'll have to come join us. Get the full experience.
No, I definitely want to. We'll have to talk about what type of character, because I've played almost every class, but as most dungeon masters, I have I think in my D&D Beyond it's 79 characters. So
Yeah.
we'll talk. We'll talk.
yeah. We'll figure this out. Yeah.
Throw you in.
Yeah. I mean, it's an experience, that's for sure. Especially shoving so much into one session, and then with a little bit of drinking involved here and there.
Yeah.
Everybody has a great time. It's a fun little thing.
For sure. Well, Jacob and Kyle, as we're coming towards the end of our time here, I wanted to thank you for coming on. This is actually the first time I've ever had two people in an interview before, so thank you
special.
for that. Thank you for that. No, you guys are special, just as people in general. But also, is there anything you guys want to plug and talk about? I kind of think I know what you're gonna say, but shout out whatever you want.
Yeah. So you can find us. We have a website, oneshotdungeons.com. All social media, you can find us at One Shot Dungeons. We now have a YouTube as well, One Shot Dungeons podcast. And I mean, all of our guests as well, you can find on our website. We have one blog post up there. And I mean,
And our
look up
podcast
our name
is on every
and our
platform.
podcast. Listen to our podcast as well.
No,
That's the most important thing.
The most important thing.
No,
Listen to the podcast.
I now have a new podcast to go through because I've gone through a lot, and I'm a delivery driver, so I have a lot of time to listen to stuff. So
Okay.
I'm how long are your episodes usually?
Usually an hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
Somewhere in that
okay.
range. A little more, a little
I'm gonna
less
get through them
sometimes.
in a couple days. So.
Okay.
There you go.
Fair warning, we didn't have the equipment at the beginning, so it's a little rough, but
Hey.
we get better about episode 15-ish.
15-ish. The audio quality shoots up and
Okay,
starts getting better.
sweet. Well, I'll listen for it. Awesome.
Well,
again,
thank you, man.
No, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you taking the time and setting up this and everything. So, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah, thank you.
I will talk to you guys in the future, and have a great night.
Thanks, man.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.